Alright, now V-Lungs versus Op ICD's Doom Hollow. Pretty basic matchup. Typically I play Zerg, and the opponent here, V-Lungs, is actually Terran, which usually, for me, can be a real pain in the ass. You want to get that early aggression on Terran as soon as possible, just because a lot of their big beefy stuff is so expensive. So, you can see he's dropping Refinery off the bat here. So he's going quick gas. You know he's not going anything too quick, too crazy. Obviously, I cannot see that yet. I'm going for the 4-rack standard Protoss build. Old reliable. Alright, but you can see here he's throwing down a barracks. He's already on the 1 gas. Look, I think I'm going to go into another gas here in a moment. I'm on going on 1 gas right now. That should be going down soon, pumping out some guys. But ZVT is it's pretty standard matchup. With a 4-rack going against Terran, that early aggression can be pretty tough. The only other thing he could be doing different here would be, like some harass. He can do some harass and things like that, but realistically, it's not going to do much, just because the early units that Protoss is going to push to, preserve some order in the base is going to be enough to hold off any harass or anything like that. So you can see here dropping another pylon, going into I believe a cybernetics core as well here. Once those are finished in the forge, we're going to go into 3 more gateways and begin our unit push. But obviously that early cybernetic is down for the gateway to warp our units in as quickly as possible. You can see our Terran opponent up top is actually taking a few units. Looks like he does have some harass and Marine at the moment. But there's not going to be a lot of defense here. When you're going for 4-rack on a Protoss, you're getting a quick, quick full economy on 1 base. Because if you're committing to 4-rack, then essentially you're committing to 1 base. You're committing to 1 base because you're throwing all your resources into, like right now I should be throwing down, a Nexus, for my 2nd base, which is obviously not going to happen in 4-rack. In 4-rack, you're going to just, gain your economy, throw down your 4-rack, you throw down, at least get 1 upgrade going, get the gateway going, and throw in that early push. You want to have that going in the 3 to 4 minute range mark. You want to be going after your opponent. So, it's pretty standard. It's kind of what Protoss have been doing, at least tournament-wise, for quite some time. It's very effective. You see throw down 1 cannon just in case there is some harass. But at this point, you're over 3 minutes into the game. If there's nothing now, then chances are it's going to be a little bit longer. He does have some ability to do so. He's just not doing it. It looks like Protoss setup is almost ready to go. You can see the unit count at 2 stalkers, a zealot. So, and probe count's almost identical at this point in the game. Do have more units, warping in more units. We have a probe moving across the map to drop a pylon, which we will get to in a moment. But you can see he's got some defense here. Here's our probe that just dropped a pylon for warp in. In the next few seconds or so, we will get in a few units to bolster this attack. But this is going to be your main attack. Like when you 4-rack, you're going to have this is your all in. This is your all in. So you need this to work. You need to micro properly. You need to place barriers properly, And obviously going in blind here, because we do not have an observer. We aren't fortunate enough to be Terran and be able to scope the area. So Protoss is going to go in right now, and we engage. We see we drop a shield to hold some of the units back for range. Let our Zealot go through and take the hits. At this point, there isn't much resistance. The few units he had defending were taken out. His last remaining units are being sent down, which will be taken out. This Marauder is going to get taken out. Then the bridge will get blocked off. The bridge will get blocked off, and just in case there's any other units that are going to come down to give us some time to finish off this base, ruin his. I mean, it's a lot of money. I mean, you look at a command center, the units he just spent to try to get this going in early game within the first few minutes. So it's kind of brutal. That's not in units. That's in structures in SCVs. So with this going down, should be a pretty clean sweep to go up top. We can see there's not much resistance except for what he's going to pump out. And game should be over pretty soon. It's pretty standard 4-rack. 4-rack is still pretty good. I mean, there's not much else you're going to do that's going to be that much different to make it that much crazier, unless you're going like the old White Raw, single void ray harass or something ridiculous or whatnot. But yeah, but 4-rack is the way to go. I think he could have definitely harassed. Harassed would have helped him, but he didn't do so. And that's it. No GG. Salt, salt, salt. Lots of salt. Alright. Bye-bye.